All right, find your seat. And we'll just sit together for a moment. And I know it's strange. It's strange for all of us to connect and practice online. I've been doing live practices and community gatherings for a while on Zoom with the larger Anusara community, the global Anusara community, for a couple of years now. So I'm comfortable with it, I'm familiar with it. It's just different to teach a full hour class to students that I know and am used to being in presence with. So as you find your seat, feel your feet on the floor. Notice the temperature and texture of what's beneath your feet. Feel both your sitting bones and allow the weight in both sitting bones to be equal. As you stay grounded in your feet, balanced in the weight in your pelvis, begin to move your ribs back. We often lean forward or sideways, sometimes backwards, to engage with life or to disengage with life. So in this moment, notice where your ribs are in relationship to your pelvis. And just stack your ribs right on top of your foundation. And in this moment, the foundation is your pelvis and your feet. Move up your body into your heart space, your shoulder girdle. And align your upper torso over the base, the foundation of you. Swallow. Soften your face, your eyes, even wiggle them a little bit so you can let go of tension that may be building there. And just notice where your head is. And we mean your physical head at this point. Where is it in relationship to your foundation? And then just bring it right on top of the pelvis. Again, the head, just like the ribs, will tend to tip, tilt, turn, depending on what is calling to us or what it is we're trying to move away from or avoid. So right now in this moment, allow yourself to be still and settled in your own foundation. When we discover stillness and acceptance and build upon this based on our foundation of what we believe, of how we structurally are in the world, then we know peace. This peace that we seek is ever present within us. It is our state of being. Bring your hands to your own heart in this moment. Bow into your heart, offering gratitude for this recognition. And then release your hands and open your eyes. Good morning. Take a big breath up together. Arms reach out wide. And as you exhale, arms come down by your side. We'll do that 3 more times. Take a big breath, stretch out in all directions. For those of you new to my yoga's therapy classes, we will not be sitting in this chair the whole time. 1 more time, reach up big. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand and tip to the left. So I may not look exactly like you when I'm tipping sideways because I am using my right hand and tipping left. You just listen to the words or go in the direction that you're going, all is good. Inhale and come up, exhale and release your arms. Take a big breath up, switching sides, grabbing onto your left wrist with your right hand, tip over to the right. Press down into your left sitting bone just a little bit more so that you can open up your left side waist. Inhale and rise tall, exhale and release your arms. Inhale, big breath up, slide your fingers together, turn your palms open to the sky, and try to slide your fingers apart. Keep breathing, and on your next exhale, bring your hands to the top of your skull, and on an in-breath, extend your arms any amount. Exhale, hands to the top of the skull. In-breath, arms extend any amount. One more time. As your arms extend, let go with your fingers, reach your arms out into the side plane, float them down by your side. Reach your arms forward, open them out to a T, and bring them down to your side. One more time. Reach your arms forward, open them out to a T, and down to your side. Push with your feet, come to the edge of your chair. So you're sitting right on the edge of your chair. Dangle your arms, tip your torso forward, and rise. Reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale your arms down by your side. Take a big breath up again, and now in standing, grab onto your left wrist with your right hand, soften your knees a little bit, and let's tip to the right. So just repeating what you just did in standing. Push with your feet, inhale and rise, exhale and release your arms. Second side, big breath up, now tip. So we're all just getting used to doing this together on Zoom, so I'm keeping it simple at first. Exhale and release your arms. Take a big breath up. This time, take your arms into the back plane. I'm just going to turn around to show you. Clasp your hands behind your back. Bend your elbows. And as you draw down through your tailbone, lift up through your heart. Widen out through your collarbone. Breathe. Release your arms down by your side. Inhale, take a big breath up. Exhale, open your arms out to a T. My audio might get funky in a minute as my arms come into the midline. Bring your right arm into the midline. Bring your left arm underneath. With your arms crossing, move from the back of your heart to your elbow tips and expand. With the tips of your elbows, draw a circle. As you stay with your breath, reverse the direction of your circle. Hold your arms steady, and on an in-breath, open your arms out wide. Exhale and release them down by your side. Big breath up. Open your arms out to a T. This time, left arm into the midline, right arm underneath. Again, my audio might get weird every time my arms come into the midline. I hit the mic. Make little circles as you expand from the back of your heart to your elbow tips. Reverse the direction of your circle. Hold steady, in-breath, open your arms, exhale them down by your side. All right, let's move our chairs. We're going to move into L pose. If you've not done chair yoga with me, or what we call yoga as therapy, it's really important that you have 2 rungs of your chair on your yoga mat at least, and you never touch the chair. L pose is our version of down dog. So arms extend, knees bend. And the reason we bend the knees is so that we can move the pelvis. So we're going to begin first in the feet, in the foundation. Spread your toes. And feel the 4 corners of your feet equally weighting into the earth. Without moving your legs, so you're not going to actually move your legs in or out, squeeze the muscles of your shins in and try to broaden your inner thighs apart. That's a weird cue if it's new for you. So the legs don't actually move, it's a muscle thing. Tip your sitting bones up higher to the sky, so begin to stretch your hamstrings by tipping the pelvis. When your pelvis tips up, there's a tendency for the belly to drop and the ribs to drop. So just lift them back up, hold them up. Not that you're sucking them in and you can't breathe. You just lovingly hold the ribs in alignment with the pelvis, just like you did in the warm-up seated in the chair. Keeping your heart lifted and your armpits lifted, use your hands to lightly press down on the chair. Keeping your head aligned with your arms so you're not looking up or down. And I know the desire is going to be to look at the camera all the time to see what I'm doing. Over time, you'll lose that desire and you'll just be able to follow the cues with audio and maybe look up every so often because you're just a little confused or unclear as to what's going on. Take another full breath in. And on the exhale, feel the foundation of your feet. On the in-breath, walk forward to come out. Put your left foot underneath the chair. Step your right leg back so that you're in a lunge. You can use the chair without really depending on it. Just lightly press down with your hands. Press down with both feet into the earth and also pull the feet towards one another as if you're scissoring them together. Keeping that from the core of your pelvis out through your right leg, which is your back leg. Push into the right big toe ball joint and lift your right heel up. So begin to get a stretch through the plantar fascia at the bottom of the right foot. So we are hinging at the right toe joints as best we can. Pressing down through your left hand, in-breath, raise your right arm up. Shoot your right thumb to the ceiling a little bit higher than your other fingers so that it lifts your back waist up. It might even lift the front of you, the belly up. And if all's good today, lift your left arm up too. On your next exhale, both arms down. Push with your left foot to swing your right foot forward and stand for a moment. Drop your arms, let them just dangle by your side. Just feel the difference from just an L pose and one lunge, the difference between the two sides. Standing on your right foot now, you can place it a little bit underneath the chair. Step your left foot back now for a lunge. Keep breathing. Begin again in the foundation. Root into your feet. So you press down through the feet as you spread out your toes. In your back foot, your left foot, we're working on hinging at the toe joint, which is really important, as many of you know, for walking. This ability to articulate through the bones of the feet. So keep the left sole of your foot exposed to the wall behind you. The tendency will be that you'll want to just kind of push it to the floor, right? For today, for this moment, keep the heel lifted as high as you can so that you begin to feel a stretch through the bottom of the left foot. Keeping your right hand on the chair back, on an in-breath, raise your left arm up. Lift your left thumb just a little bit higher to the sky and reach from the core of your pelvis up through your left side body, up through your left armpit, and up through your left thumb. Stay with your breath. When you're ready, if it's appropriate, raise your right arm up. And certainly if it's one of those days, you can have a hand on the chair the whole time. One more breath cycle. And on an exhale, arms down. Push with your right foot. Step your left foot together. Stand for a moment. And just feel your foundation again. When things change, we tend to get rattled. We get off our foundation. And we lose that sense of calm and peace. And through our practice, we reconnect to ourselves and our foundation and our state of being that is ever present. Walk back for L pose again, please. Bend your knees. Spread your toes. Muscularly move the shins in and the inner thighs apart. Tip your sitting bones up to the sky. But also draw the tail down a little bit so your belly and ribs lift. Keep your armpits lifting and your head aligned so your ears and your biceps are in the same plane. Breathe. Walk into your chair to come out. Let's turn the chair around now so the seat is facing you. Again, double check that at least 2 rungs are on your yoga mat. And you're not to trust the chair. Always trust you and your foundation, your legs. You have strong legs, you're stable. Join me in a wide stance. So, nice wide stance. The chair is to my right side of my body. I'm in a wide stance with the chair to the right side of my body. Turning your left foot slightly in, turn your right foot all the way open to the chair. So we're turning towards the chair. Reach your arms up to the sky. Open them out to a T. Stay strong and stable in your back leg. Release your front hip and come into a knee bend. So you're in warrior 2. Breathe. Turn your gaze to look towards your right hand. Recognizing that even in the stillness, there's movement. As we adjust and broaden the inner thigh of the back leg a little bit more to the left, so left inner thigh broadening to the left, while the right buttock scoops under and your right inner knee broadens to the right. So you've just done inner and outer spiral of Anusara yoga to help open the pelvis. That's what those cues are. Breathe in. And as you exhale, right hand to the chair seat, top hand to the sky. Some of you may notice that some of the poses today are being held a little bit longer than normal. Sometimes we move very quickly in our yoga therapy classes. Sometimes we linger. Today we're lingering because we're practicing stillness. So breathe. You're steady in your foundation here. Take your top arm, extend it over your head. Recommit to the foundation by spreading your toes, pushing down from the pelvis into both feet. If it's available today, you're going to extend your bottom arm as well, or you can keep it on the chair. Both arms could come out strong, and you're going to feel how steady and strong you are in this moment. Accepting this moment for what it is. Push down with both feet, inhale and rise up. Exhale and release your arms. Lengthen your right leg. Turn both feet parallel, heel toe, your feet to come in. You have a choice. You could move the chair to the other side. You could just turn around. I'm just going to turn around. So you won't see me in my face, you'll see my backside. And now I'm in a wide stance, so join me in a wide stance. My left foot is the foot closest to the chair. My left side is the side of me by the chair. In a nice wide stance, turn your right foot in, that's the back foot. Turn your left foot all the way open to the chair. Reach your arms up to the sky in an in-breath and out to a T. Release your front hip, come into a knee bend. Turn your gaze to look at your front hand and breathe. Return to the foundation, the ground of you. And in this moment, it's your feet. Spreading your toes. Keep rooting down from your pelvis to your feet. And now broaden your right inner thigh to the wall behind you. And if that's a weird cue for you, just think about your right inner thigh expanding to the right. So yeah, it's the inner edge of you expanding to the outside of you. Keeping the expansion of the right inner thigh. Scoop your left buttock underneath you. So it's just one side of your pelvis. So the right side doesn't change while the left side draws in. The buttock tissue compacts. Broaden your left inner knee to the left. Keeping that on your next exhale, left hand to the chair seat, right hand to the sky. Your left hand is now part of foundation too. And we can use it to push off the chair rather than lean on it. Push off of it. Even go to what we call the ridge tops, just finger pads touching the chair. What that will afford is this bigger opening through the right side ribs as you reach from your heart up to your fingertips. Next breath, take your right arm over your head, so you're in extended side angle. From your right pelvis to your right outer heel. Reach more fully into the earth. Reach into the foundation and root down. So that from your right side waist to your right armpit, out through your right fingertips, you can expand more fully. Extend both arms. If it's an option, you're going to feel some tremendous strength here as you keep both arms reaching to the left. Push with both feet. In breath, come up. Exhale and release your arms. Turn your feet parallel. Heel toe, your feet together. Turn around or move your chair to the right. So we're back to first side, right side, wide stance, please. Turning your left foot slightly in, turn your right foot all the way open. Spread your toes and pull your feet into the midline isometrically. This hugging in is going to help you stay steady and find stillness. So as you feel the legs and the ability of your muscles to pull in towards one another, compact to center, Reach up and expand out with your arms, out to a T. Keep both legs long and strong, hand to the chair seat. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Breathe. Let's just play with our head in this moment because lots been playing with our head these couple of weeks. And in yoga we call this head stuff the vrittis, the fluctuations of the mind. The mind will take us a lot of places. It'll run us around the block a couple times. It'll tell us we have to prepare. It'll anticipate for us. It'll plan for us. And right now in this moment, there's nothing to do but just be still in this pose. And we'll just change the direction we're looking. So look to the floor if you're not already. Look in front of you as if you're looking maybe towards your camera. And now turn your head and look towards the ceiling. Look at what's above. Return your head towards the earth. Push with your back foot. Inhale and come up. Exhale and release your arms. Turn your feet parallel. Heel toe your feet together. Turn around or move your chair. I'm just turning around because it's easier. Take a nice wide stance. This time the left side body, left foot is closest to the chair. The right foot is the back foot. Beginning in the back foot, turn your right foot slightly in. Turn your left foot all the way open towards the chair. Spread your toes and feel your commitment to your foundation. And now reach down into the earth so that your roots grow deeper. From your pelvis to your feet, push into the earth, and that'll engage muscles through eccentric lengthening. On an in-breath, reach your arms up, open your arms out to a T, and pull your legs towards one another strongly so that you feel this hugging in to the center of you, the foundation of you. Keep pulling your legs in, and on an in-breath, allow it to fill you. On the exhale, left hand to the chair seat, Trikonasana. As soon as your left hand touches down, there's often in many of us, there's a dependency to kind of rely on the chair to hold us up, right? We'll flat palm down into the chair and put a lot of weight into the chair. See if you can shift that a little bit. So first get stronger in the legs, and you know some of the cues are spread your toes, pull your legs towards one another, press down from pelvis to feet. Those are powerful leg cues. So keeping the muscle energy in your legs, shift to ridge tops in the hands. And that's just like finger pads. That's what ridge tops is. It's like you were playing the piano and you just had the tips of your fingers down on the piano. That's the ridge top position. And push with the finger pads, and that'll help build wrist strength. And if you're still flat palming, it's okay, but try to lift up through the left side waist so that from your heart to your right fingertips, you can reach more fully. Moving our head now, let's look at the floor. To the wall in front of you, that might be where your camera is or not, if you've turned away. And then to the sky. Return your head to the earth, push with your back foot, inhale and come up. Release your arms, stay with your breath. Heel toe your feet back together. Turn to face your chair. You could turn your chair around to hold the back or keep your chair as it is. You may hold the seat or the back and step back for L pose again. So bend your knees. In this class, L poses are down dog. When I drop my head, it shifts my relationship to the microphone, so my voice may get weird, and I apologize for that. Breathe. With the strength that you have in your legs, move your shins in and your upper inner thighs apart, while you tip your sitting bones to the sky. Stay connected to your breath and the relationship of your ribs to your pelvis. Noticing where your head is, if it's hanging too low or lifting up too high, just bring your ears in alignment with your biceps. So your head's in neutral relationship to your spine. And now from the core of your pelvis down to your heels, extend your legs more fully. Begin to press your thigh bones back. So we might start getting a little bit more of a hamstring stretch as the legs work towards lengthening, but not at the expense of rounding the spine or changing the shape of the pelvis. Walk into your chair to come out. All right, just turn your chair around for a moment. Face me. Chair is to the right side of me. Light hand on the chair, barely holding on because the foundation is you, not the external. The strength that you need is inside of you. So standing on your right leg, the leg closest to the chair, make your right knee resilient so you're not locking it out. And then bring your left foot up into tree pose. And remember, tree pose, the foot can be near the earth, it can be up high, just as long as you're not putting direct pressure on the knee joint. So could the arch of your foot be along the inner edge of the knee joint? Sure. As long as you're putting pressure at the heel and the toes, but not on the knee joint, right? Heel and toe are on the tissue above and below the joint. All right, breathe. Soften your gaze. Bring your left hand to your heart in half Anjali Mudra, so half prayer position. And just working with the foundation first, which is your standing foot. Anchor through the four corners and pull up through the arch of the foot to the core of your pelvis. How do you pull up through the arch of the foot? Press down through the pad of the big toe and the outer heel. Press down through the pad of the baby toe and the inner heel. Keep those two diagonal lines working from big toe to outer heel, baby toe to inner heel. And you'll feel the arch of the foot work. Keep that and press the left side of your pelvis forward. Just the left side. That's kind of weird. Left side of the pelvis forward. Left inner knee back. And as you play with that, you may begin to feel a stretch in the left groin. Option is right hand could come to prayer position as well, so that you're balancing here on foundation and also open through the left hip joint. So sometimes it's easy to balance and be closed. What we're looking for is this balance and stillness, and also this spaciousness, our ability to accept and be open to what is. On your next breath, release your left foot down. Stand for a moment, release your arms down by your side, and just feel the difference between right and left from a very sustained tree pose. I am going to move my chair to the other side for the second side. You could turn around, you could keep it easy and just turn around. Chair is on the left side of me. I'm standing on my left foot, right foot up into tree. Once again, where you put your foot for tree pose is up to you. Your foot could be touching the ground so that you've got an extra point as foundation, like the tips of your toes might be parts of foundation. Your right foot could be further up your leg. Again, noticing that we're not going to push right on the knee joint, so we can press above or below the joint, but not directly on the joint. Right hand to heart, half Anjali Mudra. Breathe. Tree is a very still pose, but in the stillness there's movement. We all know that, we sense it. And so there's an acceptance of that. And as soon as we accept it, it gets easier. Less frustrating, right? So breathe. And now work with foundation again. Go down into your left foot. And can you feel and palpate from your left big toe to your left outer heel? Can you get a diagonal line of muscular energy going? Left big toe to left outer heel. And now to balance that action, we want to go from left pinky toe to right inner heel. And see if you can do both at the same time. Usually we'll have one of those two diagonal lines is stronger in a foot. And part of the work is you learning more about you. Which of those lines is stronger for you? And rather than staying with what you're good at, the practice is to open and accept and be present and still with other. And just by that, you may find, just by being open and accepting with other, and the other is that part of my foot doesn't engage as well, just recognizing that and accepting it allows it to begin to work. The mind and the body sync up. So keeping those two diagonal lines working, maybe you'll bring your left hand to heart also, maybe not, doesn't matter. Press the right side of your pelvis forward, and when you do that, you don't bring the left side of the pelvis forward too. That's weird, right? To just bring the right side of the pelvis forward, but not the left. So play with that. Don't let the left front of the thigh, the left inner groin get hard. You want to keep a spaciousness there. As you compact the right buttock and press the right inner groin, the right pelvis forward, the right inner knee moves back. And that'll make the butt tissue on the right side engage even more. One more breath. You've held for a long time. You've been still and steady. And then on your exhale, release your right foot down. If you've moved your chair like I have, let's take it back to the right side, and we'll all take an L pose together. Bend your knees, spread your toes, move your shins in muscularly, move your inner thighs apart with your muscle power. Breathe. Take another breath. And then walk into the chair to come out. Turn your chair seat around and face you. And looking at your chair seat, stand on your left foot, put your right foot up on the chair. So we're in a high Virabhadrasana 1 shape, high lunge shape. Standing on both feet, one high, one low, reach both arms up to the sky. Things can make us very unsteady in life. That can just be putting a foot on a chair. For some of you, this is maybe easy. As your right foot's on the chair, let your right sitting bone descend, but your right side waist lifts. On the next in-breath, right heel up. That's the foot on the chair. Just lift the heel up, and that might be enough to balance, challenge you, and disturb your stillness. And that's good. That's what we're practicing. The other option is to raise the heel that's on the floor as well. So now both heels are up. Now, when you get both heels up, tremendous amount of leg energy healing might knock you off too. It might make you unsteady. And that's what we're after. Can you discover stillness even when you're like, it's crazy? And can you expand more from your pelvis up through your armpits to your fingertips? Can you reach up even more? Despite the woggles and the shakes. Next breath, heel on the floor down first. Another breath cycle, heel on the chair down, and then release your arms down. Step off the chair and just stand. Breathe. Feel. You're alive, and you're experiencing this awesome life that we have, this awesome ability to recognize. Standing on your right foot, left foot on the chair. I'm going to cough, so excuse me. Standing well on both feet with your pelvis oriented towards the chair, breathe. On an in-breath, raise your arms up to the sky. So sometimes when we raise our arms up, it can be a little lackluster, we just kind of pick them up. So let's put them down again, and let's raise them with this enthusiasm of like, you know the answer, and the answer is arms up. Reach like you know the answer and you want somebody to call in, you reach big, like you know what this is all about. And what this is all about is reconnecting to ourselves and recognizing the peace that we are in this moment of breath and stillness. Option, foot on the chair, heel up. That might throw you off, so it's okay, we accept it. We don't get frustrated by it. We don't let the mind take us in crazy places. We just, all right, a little weird. The added challenge is the heel on the ground comes up too. So now you're balancing in this high lunge position. One foot literally in midair, right on the chair. The other heel lifted that's on the ground. And you might start trembling. That's okay. We tremble, it's good for us. Right? Breathe. The tendency is to shrink in this moment. Try not to shrink. Try to get bigger. And the bigness comes from the inside, from the knowing. The knowing where peace resides within you. and that you are the peace that you seek. So you reach it out, even in this unstable moment, you send it out beyond you, to the world, to others. On the next exhale, heel that's on the ground, that one down first. Breathe. Next breath, the heel on the chair down. Wait for another breath cycle. It's tempting to just get out of it fast, isn't it? And then arms down. Good work. Whatever you did, it was good work. Let's take an out pose. We're breathing and practicing together through a form of media that connects us all. Feel this connection that you have that's beyond the boundaries of your own home. We are connected to one another. We rely on one another. And as you breathe here in downward facing dog, offer gratitude for this connection. Walk into your chair to come out. This connection is requiring us to be stiller than we'd like. For many of us, like me, it means staying in your house. All right, so standing on your left foot, you turn your chair around, seat is facing you. Stand a little bit to the side of your chair. We're going to put the right foot up on the chair, but this time it's got like an external rotation. So it's different than what we just did a minute ago. Right? This is different. This is more like the warrior two side angle shapes. All right. So how much the leg turns out is up to you. As long as your hip, the center of your knee, your second toe are lining up, you're good. Also, just double check that your heel is on the chair. So you don't want your heel near the edge of the chair hanging off. You want your whole foot set on the foundation. All right, reach your arms up and breathe. Go big. Stay with your breath. Now soften your left knee a little bit and move your left inner thigh back and apart. It's going to feel weird, so we're trying to keep spaciousness in the left inner thigh back and apart. And scoop your right buttock underneath you. And those are two weird cues going together. We'll try to figure them out. So left inner thigh, back and apart. Back is behind you, apart is to the side of you. While your right buttock comes underneath you, and what you'll feel is like a change in the right hip joint. You might feel more of a stretch sensation. So go easy there. And now move your right inner knee behind you as well. On the next exhale, right arm to right quad, left arm up to the sky. Use your right forearm and really push down on your right thigh bone and breathe. Press down into both feet, inhale and rise. Open your arms out to a T. And now just your right arm, so that's the arm that the foot is on the chair. Rotate from the head of your arm bone, your right palm to the sky. Reach out from your heart in both directions, because from this place of stillness, we can open and accept all that is. And reach your back arm down just as much as your top arm goes up. So there's equality here, right? It's not just the top arm reaching up. It's the back arm reaching down. So we're reversing our warrior. Check back in with your foundation. Weight evenly into both feet. The tendency will be to be in your back foot more because of the leaning back. But push into your right foot as well. In breath and come up. Arms to a T. Exhale your arms down. In breath, raise your arms up. Soften your standing knee, your left knee. And as you exhale, forward fold. Right hand to the chair seat, left arm to the ground. So you are bending over. Again, my audio, I'm going to lift my head and my torso. You stay down. I just lift it up because the mic will get weird if I go all the way down to the ground. I'm going to go down and not talk. You keep breathing. On an in-breath, use your hands, push with your right hand on the chair seat, bring your left hand to your pelvis, extend your spine, bring your head into neutral. Bring your right hand to your right quadricep. Keep extending your heart forward into the world as you push with your feet into your foundation, your strength, and rise tall. Step off your chair. We can turn around. We can move the chair seat. We got choices. I'm moving my chair seat for this one. So second side, the left side of us is by the chair now, the chair seat. Left foot is going on the chair. Again, this shape is a more open shape. It's like a warrior two side angle shape with your foot on the chair. For safety, you do want to double check that you have 2 chair rungs on your yoga mat, and you don't rely on the chair. That is not the foundation to rely on. The foundation you rely on is you and your own strength, the strength that's in your legs. So with your right foot on the ground and your left foot on the chair, just double check your left heels all the way on the chair, and your left frontal hip bone, center of the knee, center of the ankle, second toe, they're lining up well, versus like the knee falling in, right? That'll be the tendency. Your left knee will fall into the midline, and we don't want that. So these next cues help with that. So bend your right knee just a little bit and soften the right inner groin. That's the standing leg that's on the ground. And what you'll feel is like your butt will stick out a little bit on the right side. If you feel that, you're doing it exactly right. Move your right inner thigh now to the right. So from the inner thigh of your right leg, broaden it to the right. And scoop your left buttock underneath you. Left buttock underneath you. And you'll feel your left butt tissue engage. You may feel like a bigger groin stretch through the left side. Reach your arms up now and breathe. Open them out to a T. On your next breath, left arm to left thigh bone and reach up with your right arm. What helps here is to really use the left forearm. It almost becomes like a forearm plank. That's how much you push down with the left forearm onto the left thigh bone, so that it turns on the underside waist, the muscles in the oblique system of the abdominal wall start to turn on. That engagement helps you open the right side waist. So reach from your heart to your right fingertips. On your next breath, push with your feet, inhale and come up and open your arms out to a T. Turn your gaze to look at your left arm, and from the head of the left arm bone, up here where the arm meets the shoulder, turn your left palm open, and now reach from your heart out through both fingertips. And you know that you're reaching just as much with the back arm as you are with the top arm. So there's balanced action in this reach. Just as much as you're going up, you're going down. Because that's how it works. You know, if you are not in that foundation, you can't go up. Breathe here. And your reverse warrior. On your next in-breath, arms back to a T. Exhale down. One more in this shape. In-breath, raise your arms up. As you exhale, soften your right knee so that you can hinge from the hip crease, right? So this is a forward fold from the pelvis tipping over the femur heads. It's not happening from the spine. As long as you can, you're keeping your spine long and you're tipping your pelvis. Eventually, left hand to the chair seat, right hand dangles towards the earth. I've lifted my head for the moment so that I can speak without it being too difficult to hear. In the next moment, I'm going to join you and drop my head all the way down to the earth, and I won't speak. You keep breathing. Recognizing this place of stillness where you're still moving, you're still breathing, you're still rooted in your foundation. Bring your right hand to your pelvis. Your left hand now moves up to your left thigh. Push with your arms and your hands to inhale and rise up. Step off your chair. All right, let's take another L pose. We have one more big hoorah moment coming up. Walk into your chair, come out. All right, so warrior three. For warrior three, your left foot has to be away from the chair a little bit. If your foot's underneath the chair, it's too close and you'll wobble. So foundation of the left foot, back off the chair maybe at least one of your foot lengths. Step your right foot back into a high lunge, so it's a very modified high lunge. In breath, raise your arms up, and as you exhale, put your hands on the chair back, bend into your left knee, slide your hands down the chair arms, down the chair seat, and lift your right leg up. Keeping your right leg lifted, bend your left knee, broaden the left inner thigh. Spin the right inner thigh to the ceiling so that your right toes point to the earth. Extend your left arm forward and breathe. All right, here's the big moment, guys. Bring your left hand to the chair back. Keep breathing. You know the big moment's here. Come right up into tree pose and balance and find stillness. Even though I warned you, I said, hey, a big moment's coming. Something big is coming. And now just be still in this moment. And tree, your version of tree. There could be a hand at the heart, both hands at the heart, one hand on the chair. However you're doing it is perfect. Just keep breathing. You're going to wiggle, you're going to wobble. Then release your hands down, stand on your right foot. Let's go for the second side. So right foot's your front foot, and again, if it's under the chair, it's not going to be very good. Two foundations are too close. So the foundations need to have social distancing. So we're going to step the right foot away from the chair a little bit, like about a foot length. Step your left foot a half stance back so you're in a lunge position, but a very short and staggered lunge. Raise your arms up to the sky and breathe. This is good to be right here in this moment. It's a glorious day, and we are alive and breathing together. On the next exhale, with your right knee bent, hinge forward, reach for the chair back first, slide your hands down, eventually get to the chair seat, or you could definitely just stay at the chair back. Float your left leg up. Now the foundation, the right leg has to be responsive. The foundation cannot be stuck and stagnant. So you're allowed to bend your right knee, you're allowed to have that right leg kind of adjust and figure out where it needs to be so that you get the four corners of your foot rooted. And you know what the four corners means, right? Big toe to outer heel, baby toe to inner heel. Spin the left inner thigh up higher to the sky. And on an in-breath, reach your right arm forward. Try to depend less on the chair, more on the strength of you, right? That's the American way, right? We are so independent, and we're recognizing our collective independence in this moment. Or I should say interdependence, right? I'm sure you guys would be giving me some wisecracks in this moment. So I'm trying to imagine them, because normally the class talks back to me. Big moment coming up, you gotta stay stable. Right into tree pose, right into it. Just go right to it. You're gonna wiggle, it's okay. You might fall out a little bit, it's all right. Breathe. And can you refine this pose? Not just get to tree, not just get there and grip. Let go of the grip. Be still, yet also open and accepting of what is and what the possibilities are. So there's possibilities of right inner thigh back, spaciousness, left buttock compacting, left inner knee moving back. Another breath. Whatever you're doing is perfect. Just breathe. And then on your next exhale, left foot down. Walk back for L pose. Bend your knees. Spread your toes. From the power view, shins in, thighs out. Pressing the shin energy in. And that is a muscular action. You will feel your legs tone up. You will get good looking legs from shins in, thighs out. Breathe. Walk into your chair to come out. All right, let's have a seat in our chair. We'll do a couple of seated hip openers before we head down for Shavasana. So have a seat. Feel your foundation. So you got these feet on the ground, you got the pelvis on a chair. That's two good places of solid foundation. We're going to take one away there. Let's take a foot away. Let's just bring our foot up and cross it over into figure 4. So one of our points of foundation is left, but we're still good. So in figure 4, inhale, take a big breath out, press down into the foundation of both sitting bones evenly and in your right foot. As you exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to touch something. Your hands could touch your legs, your hands could touch the floor, your hands could hold onto the chair. Breathe. Push with your feet, inhale, come up. Take your hands down. There's a couple ways to hold the leg. One's called baby cradle. The other is called fire log. So I'll show fire log first. Both hands slide through the opening between the two legs, the opening of the figure 4, and you pick your leg up and you rock it. That's a nice one. The other one is called baby cradle, where it's foot into tricep and knee, top of the knee, bottom of the quad into bicep, tricep area. On this one, what you want to watch for, and we're rocking, everybody's rocking our leg. What you want to watch for is that you're maintaining your ankle alignment so that you're not inverting or everting the foot. That'll be the tendency, and that's you avoiding the hip joint. So get the foot right, get the foundation right, which is the foot into the arm. Get the foundation right, and the rest of it will be good. So you want to be clean down in foundation always. All right, bend over, release the leg, in breath and come up. Let's try the second side. So sit, breathe, cross your right leg over your left. Inhale, take a big breath up. As you exhale, fold forward. And again, hands touch something. If your hands reach the ground, anchor to it. If your hands touch your legs, that's perfect too. Your hands can also hold onto the chair. Take a couple more breaths here. All right, push with your foot that's on the ground, both sitting bones, in breath and come up. Second variation of, this is our pigeon, figure 4. We could take our hands into fire log, so we're sliding in between the shape of the legs and hold it as if you're holding like a bunch of wood for the fire. Or you can baby cradle it, so this is as if you're holding a baby, hold your legs. So one arm is wrapping around a foot, the other arm is wrapping around the top of the thigh bone. Again, if you're in baby cradle like I am, you could also be in fire log, both of them are awesome. But if you're in baby cradle, the tendency will be you're so strongly in desire to get here that you're losing the integrity of the ankle joint, and then you're not really getting the benefit of the hip joint, which is what we're after. So you want to be really honest, because I'm not there to look, and you've got to check it out yourself. You know, is that ankle joint staying in alignment, or is the ankle like turning in or turning out? And if the ankle is turning in or out, you've lost foundation. You've lost the power of foundation. You rooted into the ground of your being. So we want, of course, you know, we don't want that. Next breath, lower your leg down, uncross your leg. Boy, my laughing just doesn't go as well when I'm here by myself. I need you guys to, I need to hear your laughter and your jokes. All right, step your feet out nice and wide. But I'm imagining it, All right, so push with your feet in this nice wide pose. Use your hands on your thighs. The more you push down into foundation, the better it's going to be. So the reason your hands are on your legs is so that you can transmit weight down into your heels. So push down with your hands on your thigh bones until you go, yeah, I've sensed some weight landing in my heels. Let that weight move out through your toes. Now don't fall off your chair. Tip forward from your pelvis into a forward fold. Eventually you'll come down, and I'm not going to go down all the way because the mic will get weird. You keep going if you want. Eventually, as you go down, you may be able to touch the ground. You may not, and you may want to put your hands on the ground. Your spine will change shape. It'll go from an extended spine, as long as you can have it be extended and enjoying it, right? To eventually it goes into flexion. And then once you go, yeah, now my spine's flexed, let your head drop. Let the weight of your head go. You gotta let it hang and breathe. This is like a great moment where Yeah, we can breathe into the back body in these forward folds. And you want to feel that. You want to feel the inhalation and the expanse of your lungs and back body tissue. And this is this moment, it's this first principle of Anusara yoga, which is the primary system I teach in yoga. It's this opening to grace, opening to something that's much greater than you, that's bigger than you. So breathe in this stillness of this pose, this moment, accepting where you are, allowing yourself to open to something greater that's behind you, filling you. And know the peace that you are. You've been upside down a little while now, so take your time coming up. If your hands are on the ground, get them up to your thighs first, and then get your spine long. So we're not coming up with a flex spine. There'll be a moment where you're like, okay, I can get my spine long again. And then from the core of the pelvis out through the head is one unit. Come up all the way to seated. Walk your feet in underneath you. You are welcome to stay in your chair if you're not a person that gets up and down from the floor. However, if we keep practicing online together, that will change, because many of you know that I believe we all must get up and down from the floor. How many times a day? I know you're all yelling back at me, 20. That's my mantra, 20 times a day I want you up and down from the floor, because you don't want to ever lose that. And we'll work on that together in the coming weeks. If this is new for you and you've not been practicing that, that will be part of our practice, and we'll go slow together for some of you that are not doing it as regularly as you could. All right, so we are going to come down to the floor. Push with your feet, inhale and rise. Exhale, release your arms. We're going to practice up and down from the floor, and then we're going to go down to the floor. So chair at the top of the mat, left foot forward, under the chair, right foot back. It's in that short lunge. And you may have to wiggle it back quite a bit if hips and knees are a little funny, On the exhale, pushing down into your foundation of your feet, bring your right knee towards the ground. Now, if it doesn't go down all the way, it's okay, right? Because you're working on that. And then push with both feet and lift back up. We'll do that 2 more times. On the right leg descending, you go as far as you feel comfortable about going. Push with both feet and rise back up. 1 more time. Now, those of you that have been practicing this a while, you're starting to work on not depending on the foundation of the chair at all. You're depending on the foundation of you. So could you rise and lower without, hands on the chair, or lighter hand on the chair, right? Okay, let's switch sides. Right foot forward, left leg back. Breathe. We just have 3 of them. You're working in the range of motion that's best for you. So don't push it. Just be I feel steady working in this range. Accept that and begin there. That's like Yoga 101. Begin where you're at. So here we go. Spread your toes, feel your foundation, pull your feet towards one another. Let your left knee descend to the ground. Doesn't have to get there. You go as far as you feel comfortable. We're practicing pushing with the feet to pick ourselves up, right? And when you push with your feet, you really want to monitor that front knee, because the front knee will try to wiggle wobble, in, out, in, out. We don't want that. You got to use your right butt under, right butt compacting, right? So when the knee wiggle wobbles, it means the right butt isn't doing anything. 1 more time, breathe. Work in the range where all's good. Push with your back foot and your front foot and rise. Step together. We'll switch legs. How about this? You'll pick your leg you want to do, because we're coming down, right? Or you can get down any way that you're I feel better getting down this way, get down that way. Join me if you want to go through lunges. You can work your easier side if that's safest for you today, or if you're I'm going to work on the side that's my trickier side, work on your trickier side. 1 knee going down, so get in your lunge position, back knee down. Now come into your second knee, so you're kneeling. You're going to move your chair out of the way, and then have a seat on your mat. From seated, hold on to your hamstrings, and lay all the way down onto your back. I'm not laying down because I'm talking to you. So you go ahead and lay all the way down on your back. That's it. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a good hug. Very nice. We made it through our first practice together. Yeah, I got a hand clap. I saw you rise up and clap. That's the way. You just got to get really close to the camera and give me like funny faces, because I can't really see y'all from a distance. All right. Place both feet on the ground, hug your right knee into your chest and stretch your left leg out long. So single knee to chest is what you're doing. That's it, breathe. Super job, you guys. Every time we practice together, it'll be different. I don't know if I've ever taught the same class twice. There'll be elements that are familiar, how's that? There'll always be something that you're like, oh yeah, I know that. All right, switch legs. Left knee in, right leg extended. And if I'm cueing it wrong, somebody in class always says, it's this leg now. So second side. I'm just sipping water, so if you hear me swallowing, I apologize. Release. Place both feet flat on the floor, knees bent, arms out to a T. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, arms are in a T. Squeeze your legs together and drop both knees over to the right. Keep holding your right leg, which is your bottom leg, up against your top leg. Yeah, so that's that hug the midline muscle energy action you want to keep. All right. Squeeze your legs together, return to center, breathe in, and on the exhale, both knees drop left. That's the way. I can see some of you guys. I can see whether your knees are together. So left knee lifting up into the right knee. Yeah, so you want to hold that midline. That's you hugging on to what you know to be true. And that is, you are the peace that you seek. You are that. Breathe. Squeeze your legs together, come back to center. All right, well done. Bring your arms down by your side. Stretch your legs out long. Close your eyes. I won't talk for a minute to a minute and a half. And if that happens to be when we lose internet connection, great, you get a longer Shavasana. Rest in the stillness. Rest, accept, open to grace. Continue to recognize the peace that you are.